I think when my overtime at work stops after Christmas, Friday afternoons is probably going to be my favourite time of the week. Here's why. First of all, my workplace, on Fridays we finish at 2 o'clock instead of the usual 5 o'clock, so we get a bit of extra time to relax on Saturday at the end of the week. Then there's the fact that obviously people love school kids definitely love Fridays because it means yay, we've got the weekend. Like I don't have to get up early tomorrow. I can go to bed as late as I want tonight. Most importantly, most of all, I get to watch My Hero Academia. So yeah, Friday afternoons are a good time. Well, they'll be even better once overtime at work stops because I'm in work tomorrow. Gotta get that last bit of overtime in before Christmas starts. Then again, you don't want to hear that C word, Christmas. You don't want to hear that word because Christmas would be over and done with by the time you watch this. Because I'm recording this 4 weeks in advance, which is on my Patreon. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, go to Patreon for 4 weeks early access. Just getting that in there quick. Right, yeah, we're watching My Hero Academia, like I said. I love this show so much, I don't know how many times I have to keep saying it. But yeah, oh, I've messed with my hair, I just realised. But, yeah, I got my SHOTO Todoroki figure out here. Hopefully I'll get the Deku and Kachan ones over Christmas time. Well, I won't get them for Christmas. I'll probably buy them around. I might buy them this weekend actually. I might buy one of them this weekend. Probably Deku because it doesn't as much as I love SHOTO Todoroki in this show, I don't know why I bothered to get him first before Deku. Because Deku is the main character. And I have SHOTO now. It definitely wouldn't make sense to get Kachan right now. Just SHOTO and Kachan. It wouldn't make sense. So it's probably going to be Deku next. And then Kachan to complete the trinity of this show. Because those three, they always tend to be lingering around the top spots. All three of them. Like in the first, we're in the sports festival. The first event, Deku came first, SHOTO second, Kachan third. And then at the end of the second one, at the end of the second cavalry battle, the second event, it was all three of them at the end trying to get that 10 million points. But it was Team SHOTO that came out on top. So, yes. Yeah, so, yeah, Team SHOTO went through in first place, which includes Todoroki, Ida, Yaoyorozu, and Kaminari. They finished with the 10 million points, they win. Second place was Team Bakugo, which includes Kachan, Kirishima, Sero, and Mina. In third place is a difficult one, because it's Team Shinzo, but I don't know who's on Team Shinzo, just Shinzo. I learnt his name for the first time last week. But we don't know what his quirk is still. Like, I have a slight suspicion. I'm thinking it's mind control because when it finished and he had the headbands that needed to get through, the points needed to get through, all the people around him were like looking around so confused about what the hell just happened, and he said thank you for all your help. So I think he's into the mind control stuff. But we haven't seen it in action, so yeah. But I don't know who was on Team Shinzo. So they're still a mystery. But fourth place was Team Midoriya, which includes Deku, Uraraka, Mei Hatsume, and Tokoyami. The clutch play of Tokoyami to grab Shoto's headband at the end. Well, just towards the end to gain them the points needed to be in the top four to advance through to the finals, which is where we are heading. And now it looks like it's going to be it looks like it might be a full-on fighting tournament from here on out. Also, Shoto has cornered Deku in a little entrance hallway. Looks like we're going to have our first proper one-on-one chat between them, because the first time standing them face to face in the classroom before the event started, it was just Todoroki saying, "I'm going to win," and then Deku saying, "I'm going to try to win as well. I want to get a proper one-on-one conversation between those two. And then there's also the mentors of both of them having a one-on-one as well. All Might and Endeavour. And there's got to be a bit of history there. I imagine there is, because in terms of the hero world, those two are the top two. Just like Shoto and Deku in this tournament. Despite how difficult it is, despite how difficult Deku and Todoroki's relationship is with each other, it's not really a relationship at all, it's more of an acquaintance, classmate. All Might and Endeavour look like they have a hostile relationship. So I want to know the history, I want to get the one-on-one chat between Deku, and I want to see how the finals going forward. So, without further ado, let's just get into Season 2, Episode 6 of My Hero Academia, starting now.
In that moment, I was the only one who could sense your true power. It reminded me of something. Experiencing All Might's quirk.
Yes.
Are you really All Might's secret love child or something? Am I... What?
Do you really think I'd tell you anything I've taught the boy? You're all flash and no brains as usual. Out of my way.
The boy, not son.
Okay? That kid of mine will beat you someday.
That kid of mine.
I'll make sure of it. That's why I made him. You did what?
Have you ever heard of quirk marriages? They became a problem in the first few generations after superpowers became widespread. He bought my mother's relatives to get his hands on her quirk. And now he's racing me to usurp All Might.
Wow.
So annoying. In every memory of my mother, I only see her crying. She called my left side unbearable before she poured boiling water on my face.
Jesus.
I'm going to show him that I reject his power, and I can take first place without using it.
Kachan was listening. Oh, God.
I will defeat you using only my right side. I can assure you of that.
What a fantastic character.
Todoroki's so focused.
Oh, no.
End up falling for that little pervert stupid scheme. I even used my quirk to make these outfits.
Wow.
I hate those guys.
Okay. Oh, that's their team. Right then. Oh, yeah. Okay, so apparently Ojiro and Yuga were in on his team.
Come closer and draw lots to see who you're up against.
By midnight.
Then enjoy the pleasure of the...
Sorry, but I'm withdrawing. I barely remember anything from the cavalry battle until the very end of it. I think it was that guy's quirk.
Wait, who was Ojiro with again? Him?
I think I should withdraw for the exact same reason,
Okay.
regardless of how strong I am. This isn't how I wanted to get here.
This sort of talk is incredibly naive, my boys. That turns me on. Shura, you're withdrawn.
Don't worry, I'll win it for you.
He's gonna keep going.
We were frozen most of the time. Honestly, we barely did anything in the cavalry battle. You should choose from the group that kept fighting the whole time. Team Tetsu Tetsu.
Nice. Honor.
And so, Tetsu Tetsu and Shiozaki have advanced to the fight.
Okay. Honor.
How does this keep happening? Given my all.
Oh,
That's all that I ask of you.
nice.
I'm afraid it's the end of the road for you.
Wait to melt your butt.
Oh, that's a rivalry.
You might fight Todoroki next. Great.
Wow. Todoroki and Zero. Todoroki's winning.
I have to worry about this Shinso guy.
Yeah.
That is you, right? Izuku Midoriya? A pleasure. So you excited?
Not so fast. You can't say a word to him.
You can't talk to him.
Uraraka? Who the hell's that?
Hey, Eggs, Mom,
You-
if you're not playing, come with me.
Okay. You may have the wrong impression of me, Kendo.
Trust me, this fits.
Wow.
Some tried to come up with a strategy. Some tried to rest their bodies. There were those who prepped for the fight, or tried to hype themselves up. And others still who just focused on trying to calm their nerves.
If we're talking about how much of One for All you'd be able to use at this point, I'd say my closest guess would be about 5% or so.
Wow.
Not only 5%?
That's insane power, though.
All I want to hear you say is that you'll do your best, damn it! Even if you're worried, you must stand tall. Don't forget that I'm counting on you and cheering you on.
The big version of All Might is so inspiring, and then the small version of him is not.
That monkey was going on about his pride earlier.
Monkey?
He's an idiot for throwing away his chance like that.
Don't you talk about him that way!
That's it. I win.
Oh, wow. Frozen. What? Is it? Oh my god. This was a different kind of episode. It didn't move event. Well, I suppose it moved the event forward a lot because we found out who's fighting who. But let's go through what was in the thing. Okay, the conversation between Todoroki and Deku. He assumed he was a love child of him. I mean, yeah. I suppose if we didn't have Deku's backstory and we just jumped into him right away, you'd assume that All Might and Deku's mum did create a love child, Izuku, a love child. But the highlight of that conversation was the backstory on Todoroki. That was heavy. Todoroki, like, he was a very good character to begin with. Now I think he's probably the best character in this show in terms of a backstory. He's definitely up there with Deku, maybe even better than Deku as a character. His dad basically forced his mother to marry him just so that he could have the powers to create a child. And Endeavor doesn't see Todoroki as a son whatsoever. He sees him as a way to get to All Might, which is so evil, it's sick to believe. The arranged marriages thing, it's just such a dark thing to think about. Like, arranged marriages are just... The idea sickens me of an arranged marriage. Like, yeah, some people do find love, shall we say, in arranged marriages. Some people are happy with arranged marriages, but the idea of just your life being thrown together with someone else's and say you're married, you're spending the rest of your lives with each other, and you can't say anything about it. It's violating in a way. I hate it. But the way Todoroki talked about his past, like all he's ever known is that he's been trained to become better than All Might, and his own mother even threw boiling water all over him because she couldn't stand the fire side of his powers. I always wondered what that scar was on him, because obviously I thought it's obviously something to do with his dad, but I always wondered if it's a burn or if it's like, did he get it from his own powers? Did his own powers burn him or something? But no, his own mother did it to him. And all he remembers of her is her throwing the boiling water over him and crying. That's all he remembers of her. Such a dark past for a character. And Katchan was listening in on the whole conversation. I wondered for a second if Deku was going to tell Todoroki about One for All and taking All Might's powers. I wondered if that was going to be a thing, if he was going to confide in Todoroki, even though he's not done it to anyone else. I mean, he kind of did do it to Katchan, but Katchan didn't believe him. So, God, I really like Todoroki. Now, also, something I forgot to mention before, like in the last couple of episodes, I've had this now. I've noticed he's got a new costume, and it's the blue suit. I really like it. I really like the blue suit, because I'm sorry, the white one in season 1 didn't do it for me. It looked like he was wearing pajamas. The blue suit looks a lot better, as well as Deku's. Like in the first episode when we saw the preview slightly, or the vision of him in the darker, more turquoise greens. Not turquoise, in the more dark green suit. It looks a lot better, and this looks tons better than what he was wearing in season 1. I've got hiccups. Looking forward to seeing those costumes come into the light of day, because they're wearing it in the intro, like when it shows that final shot of the whole class in the intro. I noticed that he's wearing it there. But yeah, Mineta is at it again. And he's got Kaminari helping him this time to get all the girls to go into the cheerleader outfits. You sneaky bastard. You should have asked Midnight. She would have loved it. And apparently kids withdrawing from competitions out of pride turns her on. So, yeah, Midnight. You need to work that out. Still, high schoolers. Still, how the hell did she get a job in a school? I don't care if it's a school for the best heroes, and all the best heroes are teachers. How does anyone let her be a teacher of children? Like, obviously, Mineta's not, I wouldn't say into his puberty, but he's definitely got hormones going on. Imagine what happens when all of the guys in the class start getting all those hormones going on. Imagine that with her. But yeah, like I said, withdrawals. Ojiro withdrew. The guy from Class 1B withdrew out of honour. Yuga doesn't care. He came last place in the first challenge, and then he looked, well, I didn't say he looked his way. He got carried, literally. He got carried to victory in the second one by Shinzo. But he doesn't care. He's gonna go for it. But yeah, out of honor, Ojiro and the guy from Class 1B ejected themselves, and they replaced them with Tetsu and the Vine Hair Girl. That's what I'm going to call her until I recognise her name. I need to hear it more clearly. But the Vine Hair Girl, yeah, they moved up, because the team that came in 5th place, Kendo, they had a sense of honour as well, because they didn't really get to do anything in the second challenge because they were frozen. So they had a sense of honour about them as well. The leader, Kendo, she got a bit of screen time as well, so I wonder if she's going to be a character moving forward, a more main character moving forward. Because Monoma got some more screen time this episode. I didn't think he would. It's a shame the guy who makes the ground into quicksand didn't move up. I would have liked to have seen more of him. But yeah, all those withdrawals and new additions, we now have the bracket for the finals. We don't have all of it, but it would have been 16 contestants. So that means 8 matches. We have Midoriya versus Shinzo, which is ongoing right now. It's only just started. Todoroki versus, well, Midoriya's got to win this one, surely. Todoroki versus Sero. Todoroki's got this in the bag. I'm amazed though that they actually put Todoroki versus Deku so soon. It'll only be in the quarterfinals, won't it? When there's 8 contestants, yeah. Yeah, when there's 8 contestants left, that's the quarterfinals. It's amazing that they put Todoroki versus Deku so soon. But yeah, Todoroki's got that in the bag. I think it's, yeah, Kachan and Uraraka are facing each other. I think Kachan's won this. I'd love to see Uraraka advance, but I think Kachan's won. He's won that. Those 3 have been the spearhead of this competition ever since the beginning, so there's no way they're going to have any of those 3 lose their first matches. So Kachan's beating Uraraka, as heartbreaking as it'll be. Mei Hatsume versus Tenya. I assume Tenya's going to win that. Tenya's the obvious pick, but I'm not sure what exactly Hatsume's got up her sleeve just yet with that. Tokoyami versus Yaoyorozu. That's an interesting one. That could go either way. I'd be happy to see either one of those two win because they're so powerful. But I feel like because Yaoyorozu was one of the recommended, she's supposed to be very powerful. And because we've seen a lot of Tokoyami's powers in the last 2 episodes, maybe it's time to move a bit of more attention onto Momo Yaoyorozu. So I think Yaoyorozu is going to win that, and Kirishima and Tetsu are going to face each other. Those two are going to butt heads, and they're going to be completely fine because they're both indestructible. I want Kirishima to win that. Of course I do. I barely know Tetsu, and Kirishima's amazing. So I want Tetsu to win that. And I'm not sure about the other 3. Like, I'm not sure who Kaminari's facing. Who's unaccounted for? Okay, so from Team Todoroki came first. Kaminari's unaccounted for. We need 6. No, 2, I think. Okay, so Shinzo Deku, Uraraka, Nikachan, Todoroki, Sero. Okay, so Kaminari's unaccounted for. Mina's facing Yuga, so that's fine. Kaminari's unaccounted for. And the Vine Girl. So Kaminari and the Vine Girl, I think, are the only ones who are unaccounted for, so they must be facing each other. So, yeah, that maybe the Vine Girl will take that. I want to see more of her powers. But yeah, that's how it's gonna go. This show leaves you wanting more. Shinzo froze him. Is that how his quirk works? Because that's insane. He just talks to you, and then you can freeze him in place. But Deku's got to move on, so he's got to break out of that power somehow. Ooh, I wonder how this is going to go. But okay, yeah, I think that's all we've got for this week's episode of My Hero Academia. If you want to see the full reaction to this, go over to Patreon for $3 a month. If you want to see 4 weeks early access for this, which this is episode 6, you can watch all the way up to episode 10 right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can watch all the way up to episode 10 for $5 on Patreon. Then there's a $10 tier, should have more content soon. I keep saying that every week, well, almost every video, but yeah, should have more content by the time this video comes out on YouTube. And with that, you get full-length movie reactions, early access as well, and the full length to the episodes. Not to mention, you also get your name in the credits of this video at the very end of this video. Like, if you are a $10 tier patron, if you are either Brandon Fisher or Larry Walker, your name is in the credits of this video because you're the only 2 I've got so far, and I can't predict who pledges $10 in the future. I think that's all the time we've got for this week of My Hero Academia. Until next time, we are over and out. Bye! Todoroki's a great character.